Never kick a football again. Rohan loved playing football every evening near an old abandoned house. The house had broken windows, cracked walls, and a dark, silent yard. His friends warned him that a ghost boy lived there, waiting for someone to play. They said the ghost had died while playing football long ago. Rohan laughed and said ghosts were not real. One evening, he kicked the football very hard during a game. The ball bounced once and rolled straight into the abandoned house. His friends became scared and ran away without looking back. Rohan stood alone, staring at the dark doorway of the house. After taking a deep breath, he decided to go inside to get the ball. The air inside was cold, dusty, and smelled of old wood. A slow, creaking sound echoed, like someone walking nearby. In the corner, Rohan saw his football, but a small, pale hand was holding it. The hand slowly pulled the ball deeper into the darkness. Rohan whispered, "Who's there?" And a child's voice replied, "Stay and play with me forever." Shadowy footsteps surrounded him, even though no one could be seen. The football rolled back to him, now covered in muddy fingerprints. Rohan ran out screaming as the voice yelled, "Come back! You kicked my head!" Since that night, Rohan never went near the abandoned house and never kicked a football again. Moral of the story: always listen to warnings. Some games should never be played and some places must be left alone. This sign leads to nightmare. Late one quiet evening, Mira was walking home alone after work. The street was empty, and the lights flickered softly above her. Near an old pole, she noticed a small metal sign she had never seen before. The sign was clean, new, and quietly shining under the streetlight. Written on it were the words, "Follow for safety." An arrow on the sign pointed toward a narrow, dark alley nearby. No one in town ever used that alley, especially not at night. Mira felt nervous and slowed her steps. Something felt wrong. Suddenly, a soft whisper came from behind her, saying, "Trust the sign." She turned quickly, but the street was empty. No one was there. Her heart pounding, Mira slowly stepped into the dark alley. Halfway through, she heard metal scraping behind her. She turned and saw the sign's arrow had twisted, now pointing deeper inside. The alley walls grew taller and longer, stretching like a living maze. Strange footsteps followed her, too slow, too heavy, not human. She ran, but every corner showed another sign saying, "Keep going." At last, she reached one final sign that read, "Welcome to your nightmare." The alley vanished, trapping Mira in endless yellow halls where whispering never stops. She was never seen again, only new signs appearing in empty streets. Moral of the story: not everything that guides you wants to protect you. Question strange signs before you follow them. The Headless Cursed Nurse of Street Hollow Mental Hospital. In Ohio, there was an abandoned mental hospital called Street Hollow, closed after a deadly fire. The building had been empty for years, but locals avoided it at night. They whispered about a nurse named Amelia Grant who died during the fire. Some said she lost her head while helping trapped patients escape. Others believed her spirit never left, still searching the halls. One night, one 7-year-old Evan Miller dared his friends to explore the hospital. The moment they entered, the air became icy cold. Flashlights flickered, even though there was no electricity inside. Rusty wheelchairs rolled slowly across the floor by themselves. A soft voice echoed through the hallway, whispering, "Help me, find my head." Evan turned and saw a figure in a burnt nurse uniform. She had no head, only a dark, smoking neck wound. The nurse carried a rusty scalpel stained black with old blood. She pointed directly at Evan and stepped closer. Doors slammed shut behind them, locking the group inside. Her whisper grew louder. "Give me yours." Screaming, the teens smashed a window and escaped into the night. Evan never returned, but sometimes he hears footsteps outside his window, counting. They say Nurse Amelia is still walking the halls, one head short of peace. Moral of the story: some buildings are empty on purpose. Ignore the warnings and the past may claim you. India's horrifying urban legend, Nishi Dak. In a quiet village of West Bengal, people feared a deadly spirit called Nishi. Elders warned children never to go outside after dark alone. They said Nishi calls your name using the voice of someone you love. If you answer or follow the call, you disappear forever. One night, after a local festival, one 6-year-old Arjun walked home alone. The moon was hidden, and the dirt road was completely empty. A cold wind passed through the fields, carrying an eerie silence. Suddenly, Arjun heard his mother's voice whisper, "Arjun, come here." His heart jumped, but when he turned around, no one was there. The voice came again, softer, sounding afraid. Arjun remembered the warning. Nishi cannot call twice without stopping, but the voice called again immediately, closer than before. Fear froze his body, but he stayed silent and did not answer. The voice suddenly changed deep, angry, and not human. "Answer me!" it screamed from the darkness. Arjun covered his ears, closed his eyes, and refused to speak. A loud shriek echoed, and the presence vanished into the fields. Arjun ran home, knowing he survived only because he stayed silent. Even today, villagers say Nishi still roams at night, calling names softly. Moral: not every familiar voice is safe. At night, silence can save your life. The night the ghost took the baby. In a quiet town in North Carolina, the Parker family slept peacefully one winter night. Their baby girl, Lily, rested quietly in her crib near the bedroom window. Their loyal dog, Buddy, slept on the floor beside her, never leaving her side. At exactly midnight, the room suddenly turned icy cold. The curtains lifted slowly, even though there was no wind outside. Buddy opened his eyes and began to growl softly. A tall, pale shadow appeared near the crib, whispering softly. The ghost's long arms reached down and gently lifted Lily. Lily did not cry as if she were trapped in a deep sleep. The door opened by itself, creaking loudly in the silent house. Buddy followed, teeth bared, as the ghost moved through the hallway. Every door opened on its own as the spirit floated past. Outside, the ghost headed toward the dark woods behind the house. Buddy barked loudly and leaped at the moving shadow. His teeth tore through the darkness, and the ghost screamed. The baby fell safely into the grass, untouched and unharmed. The parents woke suddenly and ran outside, shaking in fear. The ghost faded into the trees, and Buddy proudly carried Lily back home. They say Buddy still sleeps beside her crib every night, watching the shadows. Moral of the story: a loyal heart is stronger than any evil. Protect the ones you love, and love will protect you back. The influencer who shocked everyone. Rhea was a famous influencer from California, known for risky late-night live streams. Her fans loved danger, and Rhea loved attention. One night, she announced a special stream from an abandoned power station. Thousands joined as she walked past broken machines and dark tunnels. Rusted wires hung from the ceiling like dead snakes. Suddenly, a loud buzzing sound echoed behind her. The lights flickered even though the building had no electricity. Viewers began commenting fast, "Someone is behind you." Rhea laughed and turned around. The hallway was empty, but on the live stream screen, a tall shadow followed her closely. The shadow whispered through her speaker, "Keep filming, don't stop." Rhea's camera shook on its own, turning toward a locked metal door. She pushed it open and gasped. Inside was a burnt electric chair, still warm. The shadow stepped into the weak light, its face glowing like a broken bulb. It placed a cold hand on her shoulder. The stream ended suddenly with a blinding white flash. Rhea was found outside the next morning alive, unharmed, but silent forever. Her channel still exists. Her final video has never been removed. Moral: chasing fame can lead you into places where your followers cannot save you. The child with no human DNA. In a small town in Colorado, USA, a strange baby was born at midnight during a violent storm. Thunder shook the hospital as the baby took his first breath. Doctors froze in fear when they saw his silver eyes glowing softly. His heartbeat did not sound normal, it was like metal tapping slowly. Blood tests showed something impossible. The child had no human DNA at all. Hospital staff locked the reports and warned everyone to stay silent. But rumors spread quickly through the town. The parents, Sarah and John, noticed the baby never cried. He only stared, unblinking, as if watching something far away. Every night, he made a low humming sound that shook the walls. When he turned 1 month old, lights flickered whenever he woke up. One night, Sarah entered the nursery and gasped in horror. The baby was floating above the crib, glowing faint blue. He whispered his first word, not "Mama," but "return." A bright spiral symbol appeared on his chest, pulsing like a signal. Outside, the sky opened as a strange beam of light reached for the house. By morning, the crib was empty, only a burned spiral mark remained on the floor. No one ever found the child again. Moral of the story: some mysteries are not meant to be understood. Curiosity about the unknown can invite dangers beyond our world.
Taiji zombie dolphin. Japan. In Taiji, Japan, dolphins were often hunted and captured near the quiet cove. Fishermen began noticing something strange in the water at dawn. Dolphins moved slowly, without energy, like they were half asleep. Their eyes looked empty, and they followed boats silently. Locals started whispering a new name: zombie dolphins. Tourists reported seeing dolphins with torn skin and dark scars. Some said the dolphins did not bleed normally. At night, the ocean felt heavy and still. Fishermen heard dolphin calls echoing across the cove, too long, too painful. The sounds almost felt like human screams carried by water. A young biologist named Akira went out alone to study them. As the sun set, the water turned red like blood. The dolphins swam closer than ever, surrounding his boat. Their eyes glowed, a faint green, staring without blinking. Suddenly, one dolphin jumped onto the boat, scratching the wood deeply. Akira felt fear in his chest. These creatures felt alive, but cursed. The dolphins circled faster, pushing the boat toward shore. Akira escaped, but even today, people claim the cove still whispers at night. Moral: nature remembers how it is treated. Harm creates echoes, and some never fade.
Enzo Ferrari and his obsession with racing. Enzo Ferrari, born in Modena, Italy, loved cars more than anything else in life. Racing was not just his work, it was his obsession. He founded Scuderia Ferrari to build the fastest cars ever made. Enzo demanded perfection from everyone around him. Mistakes were not forgiven, even small ones. Drivers who failed were shouted at, fired, or replaced without mercy. Workers whispered that bad luck followed those who disappointed him. Some drivers crashed soon after leaving the team. People called it coincidence, but fear grew quietly. One night, a young mechanic stayed late in the factory. The garage lights flickered, even though nothing was broken. He heard a voice whisper, "Faster, never slow." Shadows stretched along the walls, shaped like racing cars. Engines started by themselves, roaring like angry beasts. The mechanic saw visions of crashes, fire, and broken helmets. A deep voice echoed, sounding like Enzo Ferrari himself. "Only perfection survives." Terrified, the mechanic ran as the engine screamed behind him. Even today, workers say the factory still feels alive, pushing everyone to go faster. Moral of the story: great ambition can build legends, but obsession can turn deadly. Chase excellence, not perfection at any cost.
Nepal's night of fire and fear. In Kathmandu, Nepal, a sudden order shocked the nation. The government banned 26 social media platforms overnight. Young people felt trapped, silent, and watched. Anger spread fast through schools and colleges. On one dark September night, thousands gathered to protest. Fog mixed with smoke under broken streetlights. Chants echoed like warnings through narrow streets. Police loudspeakers ordered everyone to go home. No one moved. Fear and rage stood together. Without warning, Tear gas exploded in the crowd. Rubber bullets cracked the air like gunshots. People screamed and ran, slipping on wet roads. Some fell and did not get back up. Flames rose as offices were broken and burned. Near the Parliament building, fire lit the night red. Survivors later spoke of silent shadows in uniforms, watching without emotion. By morning, the streets were empty, blackened, and still. Only burned walls and memories remained, never to fade. Moral of the story: fear and control can ignite rebellion, but violence leaves scars that haunt everyone. Courage matters, but caution can save lives.